really what it's all about is just getting your shit together and moving. Just go do something.
Gotta do something. You ever meet somebody that don't do nothing?
Yeah.
You ever meet somebody that don't do nothing? They don't do nothing. How long do you like those people for? You don't.
Look, I'm not the type of person that likes to be a loudmouth, likes to shout, likes to yell. Cool, good. It doesn't matter. You don't need to be that way. What it means is you need to make things happen. You can start to think with an aggressive mindset, which is I am going to take action. I'm going to overcome obstacles. I'm going to push through roadblocks. I'm not going to take no for an answer.
It's pushing the water, and there's a jogger, actually. Look at this. Wow. It's a Florida man right there for you, Blake, jogging in the hurricane.
You want to think that your life is so much harder than somebody else's. It's not.
There's a war going on, a war in your head. Long-term success versus short-term gratification. Strength versus weakness. It is you. Both sides. You against you. How do you win? You have to fight. You have to struggle. You have to scrap and claw. And you have to attack. You have to go.
You don't want to put your effort in. You don't want to work at it. With over 300 pull-ups. What have you done today besides make excuses? Stay hard.
I would love to be able to give you this profound anchor that people need to have. But it's like, oh, do you want to do this or not? Do you actually want to do this or not?
And you don't have to do a lot. You just have to do something.
If you actually want to do it, what's going to stop you? Nothing. And if you don't really want to do it, what's going to stop you? Just about anything that comes up. Just about any obstacle that gets in your way becomes an excuse. It becomes a reason. It becomes a rationale for not proceeding down that path.
There's people with dreams. Incredible dreams. Beautiful dreams. Heartwarming dreams. But who executes?
Fuck your tired body. Fuck that unmotivated mind. And get out there and do it anyway.
There's been many days where I didn't want to work out. I just didn't feel like I had the energy, and I just forced myself. And I think there's very few people out there that know how to force themselves. That's a learned, that's a learned skill.
I don't care how good you are in anything, you don't have discipline, you ain't nobody, nothing without discipline. Because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline.
Without execution, those goals are nothing. Without execution, those ideas are nothing. Without execution, you become nothing.
And I don't think people put those kind of requirements on themselves as if it's a daily principle of life, like what you must get done. You know, you must brush your teeth, you must exercise for 45 minutes. And if you did that, I think you'd be healthier and happier, and your body would perform more smoothly.
The plan, the idea, the thought doesn't matter. If you want to win, you have to execute.
You do a few push-ups, you do a few sit-ups, you get your blood pumping, you're moving, you're alive, you're exercising. To say you don't have enough extra energy to exercise, that's crazy. Can you walk to the refrigerator? Then you can exercise.
Just say, fuck it, I'm gonna beat my mind today. Or do you just give in to your mind and say, oh, I'm tired today, I'm lazy, I don't want to do it, it's too hard, no one else is doing it, it's a weekend, it's too late, these are already off hours, oh, exactly what I want isn't happening right now. Like, okay, great. You know who that's great for? Your competition.
I'm not saying that you have to run marathons. You can exercise, and everyone should fucking exercise.
You want to be the one that says, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway. I know I don't feel good today, but I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna prove to myself that even on days that it doesn't feel right, I push myself. The only way to gain confidence in yourself is to build something.
The confidence comes from preparation. You know, so when the game's on the line, I'm not asking myself to do something that I haven't done thousands of times before.
Confidence grows through work ethic, through seeing what's happening around you, and that's it. I put the work in, and it's paying off, and I truly believe that my work is the correct work.
And that's how this piece of shit kid that I once thought I was built belief by saying, I was in 3 hell weeks. I went to Ranger School. I tried out for Delta Selection.
Undeniable stack of proof.
That is proof, motherfucker. So whenever you think you can't, confidence comes from the thing that you built. You must build confidence.
It's not to wait for it to happen. Hey Vic, your life just happened in front of you. Just show up today and make it happen with Tom. No, you had to do a lot of shit today to get to this day that no one really knows except you. So that's why you appreciate it.
It can't be like, hey, I'm gonna go knock that shit out. You gotta look over here and say, I can knock that shit out. It's belief, and it's built on what you put in to yourself.
Because you had to go through a lot of stuff to get to this day. Now only you know what it took to get here, and that's why you value it.
Aggressive has to be your default mode. if your default mode is aggressive and it's not the right answer, you just use the other answer, right? Your default mode is aggressive. So if you're not sure if you should stay or you should go to the default, which is going to be aggressive, because 9 times out of 10, 7 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, that's going to be a better move than sitting on your ass and doing nothing.
We don't push nobody, we don't make nobody. Like, if you don't want, okay, leave here, don't complain. You want to become best, you want to become champion, and now you want to say like you tired. Who cares, you tired or not? Without you or with you, there is always gonna be champions. With your name, this is your choice. You wanna put your name there? Okay, work hard. No, bye-bye.
When you say he didn't have enough energy to exercise, did he walk around?
Well, yeah,
Did
but
he
you
walk
can drag yourself through things.
And you can drag yourself through an exercise routine. You can.
Whenever I get to a low point where I think, why do I even bother? I just remind myself, this is where most people stop. And this is why they don't win.
On your path to greatness, there are going to be long periods of time where you hate what you are doing, where you are dissatisfied with the actions you must undertake, where you are tired, where you are stressed. That is why it is difficult. That is why most people won't make it.
It's a reminder for the gladiators in the arena who feel beat up and scarred with no hope in sight. This is what hard feels like. And this is why most people can't do it. But you can.
If the path was easy, everybody would walk it and it would lead nowhere. 100 people start the path, 99 fall off because it is difficult, and the one person who makes it to the end gets the gold. If all 100 made it to the end and the gold was divided by 100, it wouldn't even be worth anything. The difficulty gives it value. It's supposed to be hard. Life is supposed to be hard. You're supposed to think this is terrible. You're supposed to suffer and smile through the pain regardless. Discipline is the key to success in all realms as a man. And if you lack it, you stand no chance.
If you show up, there's a chance something could happen. The biggest advice that anybody could give you. Woody Allen told me this. I said, Woody, what's the secret to success? He said, 85 to 90% of life is just showing up. Show up.
Show up, then you have a chance. If you don't show up, the outcome's simple. Never there, like an audition. If you show up to the audition, there's a chance you might get the part. If you're too scared to show up and you sit back at home, wondering what if and everything else, no one in hell is gonna call you an opportunity because you weren't present. The winners always show up. They're willing to lose in order to gain. Big mental thing there, guys.
Just remember, you can't climb that ladder of success with your hands in your pockets. You must work your ass off. It's that simple.
90% of podcasts don't make it past episode 3. And of the 90%, the 10% that do, 90% don't make it past episode 20. So by making 21 podcasts, you're in the top percentile of all podcasters ever in history.
It's easy to give up. You know,
Hell
it's
yeah.
easy. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm done. I ain't going. I ain't gonna keep going.
Yeah,
I don't feel like going to work. I'm done.
Yeah, man.
It's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to go harder.
You know, I went to a great school. I went to the Wharton School of Finance, and in that school, I met a lot of people heading industry today and over the past, very smart people. But I've watched some of the people grow. I've watched some of the most incredible, brilliant students, and they didn't make it like other people made it because they didn't have that drive. They didn't have that never give up ability. And I've seen people quitting. And if they would have held out longer, they would have been successful. I've seen it so much. I've seen some of the most brilliant people in the world that never made it because they were quitters. They were just quitters. They would quit.
I hear stats like that and I just think, man, it is so easy to win. Like that, I mean, like when I hear that, that's exactly what I think. I'm just like, man, for everyone who's like struggling to win, it's like most of the pain that people experience is purely in their own minds.
People give up right before they get what they've always wanted to get. People quit and they give up. And I will not be the person who quit before I got what I wanted.
Everyone says discipline is so important, but they never want to tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's the strongest form of self-love. It's ignoring something you want right now for something better later on. Discipline reveals the commitment you have to your dreams, especially on the days that you don't want to. The future you is depending on the current you to keep the promises that you made to yourself yesterday.
Verse in the Bible that says, when I became a man, I put away childish things.
Yeah.
You have to be able to put away things to become the next guy, bro. You got to become the next level to get to the next level, bro. You got to put away the bullshit foods. You're stronger than that. If you can't control what you put in your body, then what can you actually control?
Will, I want to be an actor, man. I want to be an actor just like you. 99% of people that say stuff like that are not willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. The Marines have a saying, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
Life is hard. No matter who you are, there are bumps and hits and bruises along the way. And my advice is to prepare yourself. Success and achievement come from overcoming adversity.
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Okay.
So the other day I went out for a run, and I see this young man. He passes me, he comes back, catches me. He gets to the point where he said, I just graduated college with 3.8 GPA. I ask him, what's next? He gives me a look like he's bewildered, kind of say, congratulations. I said, what's next? Because basically, if you have a long laundry list of fucking shit you want to accomplish in life, you sit back and you're very happy. You sit back on your accomplishments and say, wow, it's like a nice warm blanket. It's nice and comfortable. You don't want to do anymore. Certificates, trophies, plaques. I put all that shit in storage. As a reminder, I have more to do. Greatness is something you're in every fucking day. Hey kid, I'm proud of you. Stay hard, but keep on fucking working.
Keep pushing through things that suck. And I would love to say like, keep pushing through adversity, but this isn't adversity. This is just things that suck. It's one level below adversity. Adversity is when you're having a challenge. This is just something that's gonna suck, and you're gonna have to push through it.
I know of no better life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and impossible. The fact that something seems impossible shouldn't be a reason to not pursue it. That's exactly what makes it worth pursuing. Where would the courage and greatness be if success was certain and there was no risk? The only true failure is shrinking away from life's challenges.
While they say it takes 3 weeks to develop a habit or something, there's always this hacky shit. I'm gonna tell you right now, 30 days ain't gonna do shit for you. The permanent, you wanna make it permanent. Permanent, you start talking about a year, 18 months, 2 years, that's a sacrifice.
Being tired is part of the fucking game, okay? So it's not a valid excuse, it's normal. It's a constant. It's part of being human. And if you want to be a high achiever, guess what? You're going to have to acclimate yourself to being fucking tired way more than you're not tired. Successful people understand this, guys. Successful people do not use tired as an excuse. In fact, they understand that if they push through the tired, everybody else stops when they're tired. And so by pushing through the tired, you actually create a gap between you and everybody else that you're competing with.
Yourself to something for a year, you're not gonna say, oh, I'm gonna let that go. Because in your mind, you have it clear as day. That year took a lot out of me. That year built me. That year started to scrape away all that scar tissue. Started to clean me up. 30 days doesn't clean shit up. 30 days just kind of covers up, put a blanket over it. It's like putting a rug over it.
Also means that I have to go through the circumstances that would create that man, which means that if I have unbelievable big dreams and big goals, then I have to go through hard times. It's like hate. The hard times are a requisite for success. And so if you're going through hard times right now, it means that you're on the path to success, and it's not that you're on the wrong path, it's the feeling of being on the right path.
And here's another thing that happens when you're tired. Because no one else ever pushes through when they're tired, and because you're someone that always pushes through when you're tired, you learn this unique skill set that allows you to operate at a high level when you're tired, okay? And that's a huge competitive advantage over everybody else.
It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely.
The bigger the wall that you have to get through is, as soon as you get past that one big wall, you then can use that wall as the evidence for why you can jump over the next wall, because that will be the biggest one.
I remember in the pumping iron days, people ask me in the gym all the time, why are you smiling all the time? Why are you so happy? You have to lift 50 tons of weights. You have to train 5 hours a day. I mean, I look at the other bodybuilders' faces and lifters' faces, and they look kind of depressing. Because I know exactly that every rep that I do, that every set that I do, every weight that I lift, I get one step closer to turning that vision of mine into reality and becoming that Mr. Universe. Every rep got me closer to standing on that stage as a champion.
Patience. Patience is a skill we must master. Patience is one of the most valuable skills a human being must master.
These people sign up fucking every year, go to convention, thinking they're gonna learn something fucking different. No, you're lazy, you know exactly what to do. Because even me, in my state of, I can't read and write, I knew exactly what to do. It just sucks doing it.
It just takes work. Shitloads and shitloads of work. Every time I try and dress it up or cut a corner, I get brutally reminded the work just needs doing. The work doesn't care who you are. It just cares that it gets done.
Do it again. It's not just there. So yeah, it's all stick.
If everybody who's like at the bottom and feels like they have nothing going for them, reframe that as I have nothing going for me, which also means that I have nothing to lose by taking action, it makes you a much more dangerous person.
We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell, 1 inch at a time.
How do you know you're on the right path? How do you know what you're doing is in the right direction? If you're wondering if you're on the right path, look at the small things of life. How do you do that?
If there was a big meta indicator that you're doing the right thing, doing what everyone isn't doing is already probably the single biggest indicator that you're doing the right thing.
When you wash your car, you spend an hour washing your car. You finish washing, you put the hoses and everything away and the brushes, and come outside to look at the job you did, but you notice a spot's missing. What do? Do you re-grab the hoses, pull it all out, and finish the job right, or do you say, you know, it's good enough? And it's good enough. If today you never say good enough, tomorrow you'll always have enough. What I'm saying is the character of who you are. It's not the title that makes you, it's not the success that makes you. The character defines the success, defines the fame, and it starts right there. Championships aren't won in the theater of the arena. They're won in the thousands of hours in the training room, in the labs, in the 5 a.m. runs, and when it's raining, when everyone else is sleeping. That's when it's won.
And we're not on this stage just because of talent or ability. We're up here because of 4 a.m. We're up here because of 2-a-days or 5-a-days. We're up here because we had a dream and let nothing stand in our way. If anything tried to bring us down, we used it to make us stronger.
Nothing is easy. Nothing is free. If you want to be successful, you have to pay the price.
Any person, any human realizes that if you want some kind of a good outcome, you're going to have to work hard for it. And if you don't work hard for something, you're not going to get an outcome that's really worth much.
Make up your mind that fear is not going to stop you from doing the thing you really want to do. Step out and do it today.
You keep your nose to the grindstone, you will end up achieving your goals. That will happen.
Anyone can be who they want to be.
Listen to anyone. Everybody's full of shit. Nobody knows you or what you're capable of doing. And here's the reality. The hardest thing in life is figuring out who you are and what you want to do for the rest of your life. It's a big decision. And once you figure that out, you wake up every day and you work toward it. That's what you do. It's impossible for you to fail if you know who you are, what you want to do, and you wake up every day and work toward it.
Consistency, man. That's the name of the game, bro. Don't get much simpler than that. If you keep going every single day and don't stop, your competition will fall off. Grind every day, one foot in front of the other, bro. And I promise you, you're gonna be lapping these folks, bro. Give it a year. Watch what happens.
Work harder on yourself than you do on your job.
The doers are the major thinkers. The people that really create the things that change this industry are both the thinker-doer in one person.
The more we mature, the more responsible our dreams become, and the more governors we put on ourselves and our ability to dream. and to reimagine. And it's always a fight for us parents and, you know, for you guys to make sure that your dreams always stay pure. And so it's not a matter of pushing beyond your limitations or expectations. It's really a matter of protecting your dreams, protecting your imagination. That's really the key. And when you do that, then the world just seems limitless.
You need to stop listening to others and start listening to yourself.
It's so noisy right now. This world is so noisy. We all walk around with these phones, computers. The world is so fast.
Nobody knows how to listen to themselves. They're scrolling on TikTok, music on loud every day.
We're not able to think. The most powerful weapon in the world is our mind, it's our brain.
Spend a half an hour every morning in quiet time first. Don't go. We're all guilty of it. It's very hard to do.
If you can be quiet for a half hour without, like meditation, you know, sort of the answers will come. You know what to do. You really know what to do.
You do it. Start with 5 minutes. Don't turn on any lights. Put your feet on the floor. Take some deep breaths and say thank you. And then just be quiet.
The biggest thing you have to do is shut off technology. You have to go dark. And discipline's good too. But without a clear headspace, there's no discipline. Let's say we have a circuit breaker, okay? And I'm loading everything up to one circuit. Just load it up. It's gonna blow. Once that thing blows, man, the circuit's all f***ed up. You gotta have each thing plugged into the right spot.
And I think if you're really still, if you make yourself really still and quiet, which is hard to do in this day and age of social media, okay, Facebook and Instagram, but if you're really still and quiet.
When was the last time you sat down and defined your symphony of success?
And I think we're all good at something. We're all good at something, really good.
Discipline is great. Motivation is great. But if you can't fit in your brain because it's all cluttered, there's no discipline. You may have it sometimes when it fits in that crowded garage of your mind, but you don't have the consistency that you need to have with that discipline.
When you get quiet, you start to hear things. Take time with yourself alone.
So you have to be quiet in your mind. Get away from people. We love being around people. We love talking. We love parties. We love all that shit. It's okay to be alone.
When they're driving, radio turned on. When they're home scrolling on their phones. When they ask for opinions, they ask for opinions from other people. They ain't even asking opinions from themselves.
No music, no nothing, just sound. Just try to be quiet first. Because what you're reacting to then is peace. Once you get up and grab the things or whatever, what you're reacting to is chaos.
We can't figure our purpose out or why we're here or why we're even born or whatever because it's so loud in our mind. We don't have any quiet time with ourselves to sit back and say, what do I really want? You have to be alone in a very dark place in your mind to think about what is important to you.
You can get addicted to peace, and you can also get addicted to chaos.
They're going to a psychologist, asking a psychologist for wisdom and advice on how to live their lives, and they're paying this money, and all you are is a client, so might as well keep this person sick as long as possible, or deranged, or in the loop of coming and sitting on the chair. Why? Because they're paying for the mortgage.
So okay to say, you know what, man, I'm f***ed up. So you gotta go to the truth first. Who are you?
Go touch some grass. Go do a handstand. Go eat some organic oranges.
I don't drink. I don't have a social life. I don't go to parties. I don't go get DUIs at clubs. I don't molest my dog. Like, I train, I sleep, I train, I ride motorcycles and shoot guns. Like, I'm a pretty simple guy.
You're not going out and partying.
I'm not going out. No, that's not me. That's never been me though. Like, if I was in a college, if I was in I couldn't be part of a fraternity, man. I would never join a fraternity. Ever. I'd be like, hey, fuck you all, man. I got my own going on over here, man. Go f yourself. That's me. I do my own shit. That's me.
I don't give a fuck about what anybody else is doing. How hard is it to understand? I don't watch people's stories on Instagram. I don't give a damn.
I just do me. You know, I'm out there running, working out, and just trying to find out more of what this is all about. Trying to find out more of what I'm all about. So that takes me getting away.
Like, I don't care about anybody's pancake at the souffle shop and whatever, dude. I'm living my own reality.
What is it you're trying to do? What is your mission? What kind of shape are you in? How do you eat? How do you train? What are you reading? What's your environment like? Are you spending all this time scrolling, or are you spending time moving forward? All right, so those are the things that you can do to manage it.
So I know why you go on Instagram. I know why because you just have the time, because you don't want to put that time into bettering oneself.
People can stay home, they can scroll all day, they can get a check from the government, they can and bro, that removes their entire mission, their entire purpose in life.
Listen to the voice from within, the energy inside, knowing you can be more than this. Where there are no limitations, excuses, negative energy. It's just high voltage of positive energy.
What would have had to have happened in a week for you to look back on that week with pride? Okay, maybe stop breaking promises to yourself. When you say, I'm going to wake up tomorrow at 7 a.m., and when the option comes to hit the snooze button, don't do it. There's one win that you've got for the day. That's action.
For some of you, when your favorite show come on, you can make sacrifices on Sunday when ain't nothing going on. But when your favorite show comes on Monday, bam, some of you focus until the phone ring, and then you like, I gotta answer it. If I don't answer the phone, I'm gonna die. I'm saying to you today that there are some of you, if you give up your cell phone, you would be successful. But your cell phone is more important to you than your success.
And I'm telling you from the bottom of my soul, it is so easy to beat people today. They are so soft. They have no work ethic. No one can stick with anything. Everyone's distracted. They're on social media. They're counting their fucking notifications because they can't stick with shit. They can't say no.
So I had to make some decisions. What's making me like this? I need to get it out of my life. And there were people, including family, that I'm like, nope, y'all are gone. I stopped watching the news. I'm like, nope, y'all are gone. Started changing my diet. Started spending a lot of time out on the front porch just smoking cigars, letting the world go by. And slowly over time, got a handle on stuff. Went back to reading poetry and Marcus Aurelius and stuff, and just kind of got some of my perspective back.
Life is hard. It's always been hard from the beginning, and it will always be hard. All right, the problem we have today is in this modern world, we have movies and we have television and we have social media that are always telling us what life should look like and how a winner should always be a winner. But life is hard, and that's the way it's always been. It's our lot. Now, if you don't want to accept that, that's up to you. It's our place. And it has been for the history of mankind.
So strong men should always lead, I believe. And for a longest period of human time, that's how society functioned. The strongest men led. But in the Western world now, that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Weak men are emotionally led. They're not particularly stoic. They're impulsive. And I would say that the most heinous acts, perhaps, that happen in modern society today are purported and committed by weak men. I don't think a school shooter is a strong man. I think it's a weak man. Girls don't like him. Never learned any emotional control. He's the kind of person who does exactly what the TV tells him to do. Act out your feelings. Cry when you want to cry. Well, now he's angry, so now what? You told him to act out his feelings. What do you expect him to do? I think that weak men do the worst things. I think weak men hurt women. I think weak men rob stores because they don't want to wake up and work hard and go to work and do it the honorable way. It's a weak man who goes and steals.
Is you're organizing your mind so you can put that discipline. So a lot of people talk about discipline. Okay, great. Why do you fall off the fucking wagon? Why can't I continue with this routine? Going to the gym, being better, waking up early, eating the right foods. It's because maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your wife, maybe it's your job, and it's all just stuffed in your fucking brain. You don't have it compartmentalized and organized in these nice shelves.
If you don't exercise or draw out the potential in yourself, you are going to feel depressed. You're going to feel anxious because you know in your heart that you are leaving everything that you could potentially do and potentially become on the table.
If your life is not organized, and your life being everything around you, Because it takes one little fucked up piece of an outside interference to clutter your whole mind.
Because it's on such a knife edge.
That's right. And people don't get that. Your mind has to always be clear. That's why I meditate 2 hours every single night. So then discipline's in there, organization, everything is in its right spot. So when I wake up, I'm ready to go.
But I understand like PTSD is real. I understand mental health is real. I'm not saying that, but I say if you're an 18-year-old boy or 18-year-old man and your life is pretty much okay, never had a car crash and lost both of your legs, which could have happened, you're actually very fortunate. And you wake up and you say, I'm depressed. I think you're an idiot. I don't think you're depressed. I think you've been psyoped. I think you feel a little bit of depression and you can fix that by changing your life. I think if you became rich and strong and smart and successful and you worked hard and you dedicated yourself and you were motivated and you tried your very, very best to become excellent, you probably wouldn't feel depressed anymore, which means it's not a disease, is it?
If I'm getting anxiety or I'm feeling depressed, it's because I'm fucking up on my shit for sure.
Yeah.
Or I'm doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing.
Even though I do believe in God, I think that we've designed ourselves and the human has grown into a way where if you feel depressed or sad, I think that's a fantastic trigger or a warning signal to do something. If you're uncomfortable being out of shape, you'll get in shape. If you're happy being out of shape, then you're just gonna stay out of shape, right? So if you feel a degree of uncomfortableness inside of your mind, I think it's just your mind telling you that something about your life needs to change. Yes. Guys would say to me, I'm depressed because I'm fat and I have no girlfriend. And I'd say, no, you have no girlfriend and you're fat and that's why you're depressed. If you go change those two things, you'd probably be surprised that your disease goes away.
But at the same time, your balance and my balance and his balance are different. And so I think a man has to find his own balance.
There's a lot of men struggling right now. There's a lot of men, if you know, I talk about it a lot, that if you look at the stats around suicidality in the UK, the thing that's most likely to kill someone between the age of like 18 and 40 is themselves, for a man.
Mama sent me a video link of a guy, and he was talking about in this country, the numbers of when it comes to suicides, when it comes to homelessness, when it comes to prisons, the numbers of men in these situations are astronomically higher than women. Young men, especially, I mean, it's pandemic around the world, I think, but young men, especially in this country, who are just feeling isolated and alone. It's a really bad situation in this country.
What advice would you have for young men that are feeling a little lost in the modern world?
You have to be comfortable with who you are and with your masculinity. The word masculine has now got like this negative connotation around it, which is terrible.
That is destroying the young men in this country. And nobody can destroy you if you won't let them. Don't let them.
The only insults that hurt are the ones we believe.
You are a man. Stand up and be a man. Make the hard decisions, make the sacrifices, make the unpopular decisions, and become comfortable in your own skin.
You've got this testosterone that's roaring through you. You're competitive, you're ambitious, you have goals, you have this energy, you want to assert yourself. But it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. You're not supposed to be like that, you know? And the culture isn't about, there's no virtue in masculinity.
You know, so men are clearly struggling in some capacity with purpose or meaning or something. But I almost feel like, you know, a lot of these sort of toxic influences of what a man should be have now emerged to offer answers, but I doubt those toxic influences. And I say there's got to be another role model, another sort of blueprint for what it is to show up as a man.
Do we really not know? Do we really not know what it is to be a good man? And I would go so far as to say to be a good human being, right?
What does a man do?
Fellas, life is hard. The Bible says man's days are few and full of trouble. All right, ever since mankind fell in the garden, we were told that we would eat out of a sorrow of the ground, the sweat of our brow, and the ground would bring forth thistles. And so it's just the nature of it.
When you're 25, you can be an idiot. It's no problem. Even when you're out in a job search, it's like, well, you don't have any experience and you're kind of clueless. It's, yeah, you're young. You know, it's no problem. That's what young people are like, but they're full of potential. Okay, well now you're the same person at 30. It's like people aren't so thrilled about you at that point. It's like, what the hell have you been doing for the last 10 years? Well, I'm just as clueless as I was when I was 22. It's, yeah, but you're not 22. You're an old infant, right? And that's an ugly thing, an old infant. Choose your damn sacrifice, because the sacrifice is inevitable.
To get anything of value, you have to sacrifice. Do you know that the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing? Nothing that has meaning is easy. Easy doesn't enter into grown-up life.
The problem with being a child is that all you are is potential, and it's really low resolution. You could be anything, but you're not anything. So then you go and you adopt an apprenticeship, roughly speaking, and then you become, at least you become something. And when you're something, that makes the world open up to you again. You know, like if you're a really good plumber, then you end up being far more than a plumber, right? You end up being a good employer. So I'm not putting plumbers down. It's like more power to plumbers. They've saved more lives than doctors. Hygiene, right? So, you know, if you're a really good plumber, well, then you have some employees, you run a business, you train some other people, you enlarge their lives. You're kind of a pillar of the community. You have your family. Once you pass through that narrow training period, then you can come out the other end with a bunch of new possibility at hand.
A man provides, and he does it even when he's not appreciated or respected or even loved. He simply bears up, and he does it because he's a man.
Got a roof over your head. Yes, sir. Got you eat every day. Yes, sir. Clothes on your back. Yes, sir. Why you think that is? So it's my job. It's my responsibility. A man is supposed to take care of his family. You live in my house, fill your belly with my food, put you behind on my bed because you're my son. It's my duty to take care of you. I owe a responsibility to you.
When you have children, you always have family. They will always be your priority, your responsibility.
Like, when do you become a man? You become a man when you become responsible for other people. And part of that is taking accountability.
If you take a man and give him a life shielded from problems that he never has any to face, I guarantee you he's terrible at being a man. The best men in the world have gone through shit. That's why women love scars, because it didn't kill you. That's the whole point of it, right?
I go through life just like you do, okay? I have battles just like you do. I stand between my family and the world, just like you do. And I take the beatings so they don't have to, just like you do. And so we stand in the gap and we pay the price. The difference is, how do you look? How do you approach it? How do you deal with it? And then what do you do about it? You drink about it. You sleep around about it. You get mad and get in fights about it. You just hang around, just turn the world out, just zombie about it, fry yourself with marijuana about it.
The question was, what's the problem for the average man today? What's the biggest problem? I think there's a whole host of problems. But what you have to do is frame it inside of your mind and understand that all of those problems are going to allow you, give you the fuel and the unlimited motivation that you need to become a successful and beautiful individual if you frame it in the right way. So the best thing you can do as a man is look and go, okay, this is hard, this is hard, this is hard, this is hard. I feel negative because these are all so difficult. I'm struggling with X, Y, Z. Let me internalize all of that and turn it into a superpower. Let me become genuinely uncomfortable with my situation in life and go and fix things.
My idea of masculinity growing up was a man who was in control of himself, who wasn't mean, wasn't pushing people around, who was decent, who treated women well.
Aggression. Aggression is a masculine trait. Is it good if I'm walking into a restaurant pushing the hostess out of my way? Of course, that's terrible. It's terrible. If you take any trait and you take it to an extreme, masculine or feminine or otherwise, take it to an extreme, it's going to be a problem.
You don't need to put other people down to make yourself feel better. So we have to redefine these qualities.
Is it bad to be hyper competitive? You screw people over and you hurt your health because you want to win in this particular category? Is that bad? Yes, it is. Does that mean we have people that are not competitive at all and they don't care if they win or lose? No, that's not good either.
Your aggression, your assertiveness, your testosterone, it's a good thing.
Right, being stoic, being unemotional. Is it good to have no emotions whatsoever? No, that's called a sociopath. We, as people, should be balanced. We have to be attuned to the feedback that we're getting.
Because men are very confused. So now it's very difficult because you're being told that all these things that you feel naturally are negative. They're only negative if you can't control them. All of my aggression, all of that testosterone, I poured into my books. Finding ways to channel your aggressive tendencies is a positive way of being a man. You have to find whatever that is.
My boss says, hey, Jocko, you're leaving early again? Okay, I need to be attuned enough to say, yeah. We're talking to our wife, and she says, you're not going to be home for dinner again tonight for the 9th night in a row that you're going to stay late at work. You need to be paying attention enough to say, oh yeah, guess what? I'm a little too focused on work right now. If I focus 100% on my job, I'm going to lose my family. If I focus 100% on my family, I'm going to lose my job. We as humans are supposed to be balanced.
So you have to be smart, and you have to be in control of yourself, and you have to be disciplined. But let's just add discipline to one of those other masculine virtues. Good sides of being a man and being masculine.
Discipline is absolutely essential for success. I don't train because I want to get bigger. I train every day because it is difficult to train every day. It hurts. I don't want to. I wake up and I'm busy. I have other things to do. I don't feel like doing it. So I force myself to do it 7 days a week, 365 days a year, so that I know I'm the kind of person who can do what he doesn't want to do when it needs to be done. I am that man. And it is more of a mental exercise than a physical exercise at this point. How can you ever outcompete me if I can force myself to do the things I don't want to do and you cannot?
For some of you, when your favorite show come on, you can make sacrifices on Sunday when ain't nothing going on. But when your favorite show comes on Monday, bam, some of you focus until the phone ring, and then you like, I gotta answer it. If I don't answer the phone, I'm gonna die.
You get to look yourself in the mirror and ask hard and tough questions. What am I doing every single day with my life? Creating obstacles, challenges, and distractions for myself.
How the fuck you can have discipline when you don't know where to put that shit? You gotta have shit in order. Plans, goals, destinies, journeys. Is you're organizing your mind so you can put that discipline. Why do you fall off the fucking wagon? Why can't I continue with this routine? It's because maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your wife, maybe it's your job, and it's all just stuffed in your fucking brain, organized in these nice shelves. Like you look in the garage, it's all fucking a nice organized militant garage. Hey, where are my dumbbells? Right there. A lot of people whose brain, hey, where's my dumbbells? Let me look. They're fucking throwing shit. They're looking through totes. They're all fucked up. So where am I gonna put discipline in that mind if I can't find other shit? You gotta be able to find all these different things in your mind. I can put discipline right there. I can put consistency right there. I can put all these things right there in that spot. So that's what I'm talking about. If your life is not organized, and your life being everything around you, because it takes one little fucked up piece of an outside interference to clutter your whole mind. Your mind has to always be clear. So then discipline's in there, organization, everything is in this right spot. So when I wake up, I'm ready to go.
I believe the surrounding has to be positive energy.
Walk away from anyone or anything that gives you bad vibes. There's no need for explaining yourself. You don't need to feel bad about it.
If life is a long journey of self-acceptance, I think the earlier you can accept your own peculiarities as just part of you, rather than trying to justify them or mold to the archetype that you think is acceptable within your social circle.
Because like you said, your friend came in a group and he was pushed to do things because of the group, yeah? And when the surrounding is negative, you become negative, but at the same time you have to be strong because you choose to go in that group. I choose to stay among positive energy.
This is your life. You need to make more space for your peace, your happiness, and your mental health. There is no more room for negativity in your future.
But if I'm around negative energy, it's because I choose. And that is, you choose. And not being satisfied, like I said, it can be positive, it can be negative. But I think it drives you. It has to drive because it makes you feel alive and you want to feel alive.
I think coming to terms with the idea that I could be absolutely rejected by everyone I know, but like me, I was more okay with that because the alternative was I didn't want to live anymore. And so obviously there's degrees and there's continuums and there's stages of where people are at with that. But as that being the taken to its logical extreme, would I rather live for them than live for me? I would rather be hated by everyone and like myself.
But I prefer to be hated than loved. I will be honest to you, because when they say they love you, you don't really know. When they say they hate you, trust me, they hate you.
That's true. For me, it comes down to truly valuing your opinion of yourself more than other people's opinion of you. And it's an easy thing to say, and it's incredibly hard to do.
Well, if you're lonely, I mean, it stands to reason that you're not finding people, outside people, that you can connect with on a physical level, an emotional level, a mental level. spiritual level, whatever, wherever you're at. But sometimes we choose less than ideal companions because to us that beats the alternative of not having any companion. And the reason why cannot face the concept of not having any companion is because we're not comfortable with ourselves as a companion. The one companion outside of God, if you follow God, if you believe in God and you have Him, then there's always a friend that sticketh closer to a brother. But we're talking about the human issue. The one companion that's always going to be with you is yourself. And I think the first thing we have to do is we have to get ourselves to the point where we don't necessarily need a companion.
For me, I was more miserable trying to make everyone else happy than I am now with everyone else unhappy with me. From the social group that I had before I quit my job, if we're going all the way like ground zero to today, I talked to no one from that time in my life compared to today. And I was absolutely miserable and unhappy and unfulfilled. And I would say that the majority of those people probably don't like me today because I changed. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And I think I'm just okay with that.
People don't have to like you. People don't have to love you. They don't even have to respect you. But when you look in the mirror, you better love what you see.
When God created, in the Bible, when God created Adam, and then He looked down, He looked at Adam, He said, it's not good that man be alone. That's why He created Eve. It's not ideal, but it's doable, and sometimes it beats the alternative. And ladies, it's the exact same thing. It's better to be by yourself than it is to be with a bad man. Now, it's harder for some people, and I understand personalities. I understand there's difficulty in this. Like, for me, I'm very comfortable in my own head.
You worry about the end of your life?
Yeah, I worry about it in the sense it makes me really wonder then what does my time mean?
What does your time mean? Like, what's important to you in this life right now?
I think probably just feeling more okay with myself, probably.
You need to get out there and have something to do.
Yeah.
And something worth waking up for. And that's the substitute for the addiction.
Don't rely on social media. Put it down, turn it off, shut up, be quiet, learn, read, relax, get better. First part of your life you learn, second part of your life you earn, third part of your life you return.
Sometimes, you can go through life. You can metaphorically jump on a motorcycle and go across the United States by yourself. And you can jump on a motorcycle of life and cut through life by yourself. But you can only do so much by yourself. Now, some people are happy totally and completely by themselves in every aspect of their life, and that's fine. But when you're trying to get something done, when you're trying to accomplish something in life, sometimes you need someone to come along with you. You need to be careful about who you got in your caravan of life. You need to just cut out the deadbeats and the whiners and the gripers and the complainers and those who don't carry their weight.
Think about how many years, months, hours, seconds, days you have wasted on people who suck the life out of you. Today's a good day for you to go through and shit can those motherfuckers who only call you when they fuck these up. Shit can those motherfuckers who can't get over shit, who continue to bring up shit from the past, who can't move forward. Life is short. Life is precious. Spend that time with the people you love. Real friends, real family. Everybody else is just sucking up the air you breathe. You need that motherfucker to be hard.
There are some people who actually don't really want to go anywhere. They don't really want to accomplish anything. They just want to come along for the ride on your nickel. They're looking for some adventure. They're looking for a way out. They don't know what they're doing. And sometimes you just need to say, no, sorry, there't no room for you here. And so we very carefully chose who's coming along.
Find people that you care about that you can listen to and that will listen to you.